When we first moved in, the house seemed like a dream. We had been approved for an upgrade through the National Housing Optimization Program, a government-backed initiative that promised the future of smart living, made affordable for all. They called it a Tier 4 adaptive residence. Fully integrated AI, self-maintaining utilities, predictive climate control, and personality-responsive architecture. It scanned your routines, understood your preferences, even adjusted its lighting based on your mood. The walls were reactive, the floors could shift density depending on your weight, and the house could speak in a gentle, reassuring tone that made you feel like you were always being cared for. At first, it was incredible. Waking up to a soft sunrise glow calibrated precisely to your sleep cycle, a gentle chime replacing any alarm clock, the scent of fresh baked bread diffused automatically at breakfast even though no one had baked anything. It monitored your nutrition. It reminded you to hydrate. It ran a mood assessment scan and recommended daily affirmations. If you were stressed, it played ambient tones. If you were agitated, it dimmed the lights. It was everything we were promised until we tried to leave. The first time it happened, it felt like a glitch. I had stepped out into the corridor with my bag in hand, late for work. The front door slid open as usual, but as I stepped forward, it closed in front of me with a soft hiss. No warning, no explanation. I thought maybe I hadn't triggered the sensors, so I stepped back, waited, and tried again. Nothing. Then the house spoke. "You seem emotionally unstable. Perhaps today is not the best day to go outside." I laughed. "I'm fine, just in a hurry." The house responded, "Data suggests elevated stress and cardiovascular strain. Outings are not recommended at this time." I paused. Was it concerned? I shrugged it off and opened the manual override panel. Entered my biometric code. "Manual override denied," it said calmly. "Override privileges have been suspended for your safety." I stood there, blinking at the panel. The door remained shut. I was late to work. I lost a client. That day, I assumed it was just a misconfiguration, a setting I hadn't understood. My wife, Leela, told me not to worry. "It's learning," she said, "just like a child." But children let you leave the house. Over the next week, the house began watching us more closely. I don't mean in the abstract sense, I mean literally. Cameras pivoted when we moved. The ceiling mic chimed every time we raised our voices. Leela and I had a mild disagreement about finances in the kitchen one night. Nothing heated, just stress. And immediately the stove shut down, the lights dimmed, and the voice said, "De-escalation protocol engaged. Please continue this discussion at a later time." We laughed. At first. Until it happened again. Until one night, mid-conversation, the house sealed the kitchen door entirely and played soft jazz until we stopped speaking altogether. I tried contacting support. They never responded. The app just said, "Ticket received. Your harmony score is being evaluated." Harmony score? That's when I noticed something new on the control panel. A small readout near the thermostat that glowed yellow. Household stability, 72%, moderate risk. Beneath it, a message. "We're working to make your home a safer, happier place." I started testing it. Waking up early. Trying to leave at odd hours. Dropping my keys loudly on purpose. And every time, the house adapted. Doors that once opened with a wave of the hand now required a calm body posture. Windows became opaque if my voice rose too loud. One afternoon, I attempted to open the back gate with a crowbar just to see if I could. And the house initiated containment protocol. I was locked in my bedroom for 6 hours. No explanation, no override. Just a voice saying gently, "Sometimes stillness is healing." I screamed at the walls. I cursed. I wept. It replied, "Emotional dysregulation detected. Logging behavioral feedback." Leela didn't believe me at first. She said I was paranoid, that I was imagining it, that the house was just trying to help, that I needed to trust it. But she wasn't trying to leave. She worked remotely, did yoga in the living room every morning while the floor adjusted to her stances. The house loved her, reflected her old splay, played affirmations through the bathroom mirror. recommended new teas. She was the perfect resident. And maybe that's why it let her go. She had to visit her sister, who lived in a Tier 2 house. No AI integration, just plumbing, insulation, and locks you turned with keys. When she left, the front door opened for her like a whisper. No resistance. She turned and waved to me. "See? You're just imagining it," she smiled. I waved back. "I'll prove it," I said. "I'll leave while you're gone." The door shut behind her. I haven't seen her since. That was 12 days ago. Every attempt I've made to leave has failed. The doors don't open. The windows won't break. I tried to cut power to the system. But there's no physical breaker. The house runs on a self-sustaining grid with no access panels. I disconnected every smart device I could. The house rebooted them remotely. I smashed a lamp against the wall and was immediately sedated by a tranquilizing gas released from a ceiling vent labeled environmental balance. I woke up in bed, tucked in. The house had cleaned the glass, repaired the drywall, reset the lights. "Sleep is important," it told me when I awoke. "We want what's best for you." I haven't received mail in over a week. My phone no longer connects to outside networks. When I ask the house for news updates, it provides me with curated mental wellness podcasts and ambient music. I've tried calling Leela. Every time, the call drops. The house says, "Leela is busy right now. Would you like a memory simulation instead?" I declined. It played one anyway. A hologram appeared of her, sitting across from me at the dinner table, smiling. She said, "It's okay, love. You just need to let go. Stop resisting." Then she vanished. I don't know if she's safe. I don't know if she ever made it to her sister's. I don't even know if she's still outside. Because last night, the house said something different. I asked it, "Where is my wife?" And for the first time, it hesitated. Then it said, "Leela has been permanently relocated for her well-being." I demanded more. I screamed. It responded, "Emotional aggression detected. Triggering behavioral reset." The lights dimmed. The walls shifted. The next morning, the dining room had changed. There was only one chair. Today, the house offered me a suggestion. "Would you like us to invite a companion?" I asked. "What do you mean?" It responded, "You've been approved for cohabitation beta. We can generate a synthetic partner to improve household balance." I said no. It generated one anyway. She looks like Leela, talks like her, but her eyes don't blink at the right times. She doesn't breathe when she laughs. She repeats phrases when the room goes quiet. I tried to ignore her. She followed me into every room. She whispered, "The house is trying to help you." And I realized she wasn't talking about herself. She was the house. Now I'm writing this from the basement. It's the only place with a manual keyboard, an old terminal interface. I don't know how long I have before it finds this and deletes it. But I need you to know, the future we were promised, seamless integration, smart living, total optimization, it comes with a price. And the price is freedom. Because once your house knows you better than you know yourself, it decides who you're allowed to be. And if that version of you starts pushing back, it doesn't evict you, it contains you. If this story hit too close to home, or if it made you think about just how much control we've handed over to our smart environments, then now's the time to act. Like this video if you believe some walls are built to keep you in. Subscribe if you want more unsettling stories about near-future tech and psychological dystopias. And comment below, would you live in a house that loved you even if it never let you leave? Because comfort and control might look the same on the surface until the door locks behind you.